All right, welcome back to Josh the Warrior TV, where I share fitness routines, I share food recipes, and sometimes I tell stories about my fate. I talk about my redemption, and I do reaction videos. I like to share my opinion on people's videos when it comes to fitness and food, right? And sometimes some things about biblical uh, history or anything, any output that I want to share about. So today I'm doing a video on this guy. His name is Ironwolf. He's one of the toughest guys in burpees I seen on YouTube many years. I think around before the pandemic started, if I can remember, when I first started seeing him on Instagram doing these crazy routines. And the surprising thing that I give this man a lot of respect, that he's out the military, and I guess he learned a lot of these burpee dedication and consistency through being in the military, right? He's very dedicated in burpees. He has a lot of knowledge of burpees, and he has a lot of routines in burpees. So after I seen his video, he likes to show his whole video. It could be like from 45 minutes to an hour of him sharing the routine and him doing the whole routine. I mean, one thing is that what matters is that you can do these routines, right? But sharing a 45-minute to an hour video, man, I think it's boring watching a whole video, just watching one guy doing the burpee. But it's very inspiring, his videos, his motivation when he talks and stuff like that. So let's get into the video. And this video is called "Why the Burpee is #1 exercise and why you must perfect it." I agree to a certain extent. Burpees is a #1 workout that everybody should have in their bag, able to do, not only hate it but love it. So let's get to this video.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ironwolf here. First, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been commenting and posting and wishing me well. I'm still not going to be posting videos for a little bit, but it's going to get rolling soon. Believe me, the burpee drum is beating hard here. I'm still getting it in as much as I can.
I don't know why, but he started his channel 4 years ago. I never really followed him too much on YouTube, but on Instagram I did. I used to watch a lot of his reels, and I used to go back on YouTube and watch his videos. But he has only 4 videos on YouTube. I don't know why he took it down. I was trying to read some of the comments. He didn't give an explanation. He has a very great following. This video alone has 745,000 views. He has 100,000 followers. So I don't get it, but let's get back.
The other stuff going on doesn't matter. The training has to continue, and I just wanted to do a video and talk about why the burpee will always be superior. The burpee is the king of all exercises. One of the reasons why the burpee is so effective, #1, is you don't need any equipment to do it. You could do it in a small space. #2, it burns a lot of calories because you're engaging almost all the muscles in your body when you're doing it, and you're moving your body through time and space in continuous motions. The more muscles that you work, the more calories you're gonna build, and it takes effort. You're hitting both energy pathways, and you're also hitting aerobic and anaerobic, and you could really balance it between. When somebody says that burpees is a cardio exercise, they're 100% absolutely wrong about it. Burpees is not a pure cardio exercise. Yes, it does have some cardio aspects. It does have conditioning aspects, but it is also a resistance exercise, and that's why it's also...
I get that a lot, right? When I'm either at parks or when I meet people and we talk about fitness, a lot of them, they like to think burpees is strictly cardio. And exactly like what he said, it's a full body movement, and a lot of your muscles is engaging. Your leg is engaging, your abs is engaging, your shoulders, you're pushing, you're squatting. So I totally agree what he said, because excuse me, a lot of people like to say or look at it as cardio because your heart rate goes up. So it's a challenge of your lungs is battling for air. So, but let him explain it in his way.
Is so effective, and it's the best is because you could vary the intensity and you could add multiple layers. And as you add each layer, the simple exercise becomes a high level of complexity. As you're doing, you could do 22 counts with it, you're adding squats, you're adding multiple pumps, and the possibilities are really endless. Now you have to choose when you're doing your routine. Do you want it to be strictly focused more on conditioning, or do you want it to be more of a strength routine? For example, one pumps, doing 500 one pumps is going to be a very conditioning focused exercise. If you're going to do 5 pump Navy SEALs or 357s or 22 counts, you're spending a lot of time in the down. When you're down there, the longer you spend time in the down, that's time under tension, the more strength biased that's going to be. Also, why burpees are so effective, because it constantly engages your mind. One of my favorite types of burpees is to do the 6 count burpee or the 8 count burpee by the numbers, or the 8 count bodybuilder. It is a full body, mind, and soul movement because it keeps your mind from wandering. You have to count every repetition. It also builds your conditioning like no other. And when you're doing it with others, it separates the leader from the followers. When you could show up in front of a group of people and you could take them through a 506 count burpee routine and you count every single step of the burpee, that is a statement. That says something a lot about somebody that could manage the workout and he could govern the training and pace others through it while doing the exercise itself. When you guys are programming your burpees, you could easily program burpees in between sets of pull-ups, dips, push-ups, curls if you want to do weight training. Kettlebells go really well with burpees. One routine I like to do is you could do 30 down to 1 of burpees and kettlebells. For example, you do 30 burpees, 30 kettlebell swings, 29, and you dwindle your weight down to 1. That comes out to 300. No, I'm sorry. That 25 down to 1 is 325 reps. 30 down to 1, I believe.
A lot of these routines that he's sharing, to me, these are very elite routines, especially when he say like 30 and down burpee. Those are like pyramids. So you do 30 burpees. Then you do another movement, like what he said was kettlebell. So you do say you would do 30 burpees, 30 kettlebell swing. Then you go back to 29 burpees. So on, all the way down to 1. So these are very elite movements. This is not for no beginners. I mean, you could be a beginner and do it, but it's going to take you a very long time. But let's see. He got a lot of good information on it.
30 down to 1. I believe that's closer to the 500s of those. It's efficient. It's very time efficient as well. The more proficient you get with the burpee, the more time you will save because you'll be able to do more work in less time and get a workout. I have done burpees almost on every continent. I have done burpees in the most austere environments, and it has always been my go-to. As I start thinking maybe I should vary it up, maybe I should do something different or a little bit more complex, I always reel it back in with a simple 6 count, high rep burpee workout, and it's a reminder that excellence will always be in the basics. Pick 2 or 3 exercises, get lethal with it, get very proficient with it, and own it. Become really, really, really good at it. High reps, clean form, keep it simple, and that will always endure the test of time. There's a reason why we still do the push-up. as it's one of the oldest exercises. There's a reason why we still do the pull-up, and it's always a go-to. Fads and trends will come and go. The simple exercises that are effective, that are not complex, that are easy to learn, easy to demonstrate, have very little risk but high reward in them, will always prevail. Do the burpee, get proficient with it, keep training. It burns tons of calories, it engages the mind. You could do it anywhere, and it's always on you to do the work. Till next time, stay strong, stay fit. I hope you guys are training. Wolf out.
There you go. So that was Ironwolf. Like I said, he's one of the baddest dude in doing burpees that I've seen on YouTube. And he's very basic. He adds a lot of reps, and he's very unique in his own ways, meaning there's a lot of people to me that I've seen lately on social network, the way how they perform their burpees. Like, it's more of, look at me with their freestyle kind of burpees with Supermans and stuff like that. And I guess a lot of these guys today, nowadays, that they're coming out of prison and they're making videos, which is good to get monetized of something that you was disciplined in prison, right? But, you know, all that fancy stuff, to me, it's out the window. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to do, but making videos of it, or TikTok, or 60-second, and of course it's not easy, but I think it takes the whole concept of the essence of the real burpees, which, because to me, burpees really started in the military, right? And I guess I heard so many stories how it went from the military into prison. Maybe one day I'll talk and share about how I learned the history of burpees from military to prison, and then maybe I'll do a little bit more research and talk about who started burpees, and maybe I'll do a reaction video. But he's a very simple guy who just does, you know, strictly like Navy SEALs, kickouts, multiple reps. He does pyramids. He does hour straight burpees. And I don't know if you heard or you remember what he said about the 8-count burpee, which is to me it's a military style. I seen other people in prison do it, more like a group of men or gang members, right? But I was never taught to do those kind of style burpees where they count. I think it's the 8-count or the 7-count or 6-count or something like that. But it's just starting from the top and going to the bottom, come back up, and it's one. But what he was saying is that doing that with a bunch of group, it stands out a lot that you're able to count, right? Doing 6 to 8 count burpee and counting the rep and continuing the workout with a group of people, because it shows you that you're able to control your body, the number, remembering the 8 count. There's just a lot to it, and I'm talking about he does it for 45 minutes straight, an hour, sometime even longer, because I've seen a few videos in the past where he had like 13 hour and a half to 2 hour videos long. But like I said, I don't know why he took out a lot of his videos. He was very inspiring, knowing that he's a military, you know, he's a soldier of the United States of America, and he shows a lot of discipline. He talks with a lot of manner. You could see that he's a very upstanding guy who loves his country, and he has a passion for burpees. And I'm very sure he has a lot of tough routines. He's the type of guy that you call him on site to do burpees, he's ready at all time, and he can bust down 100 or more with ease. So that was the video today. Ironwolf explaining why burpees is the best exercise that is when it comes to fitness. So you can always find him on other social network platform like Instagram. I think he's on Facebook. You might find him on TikTok. You can follow him on YouTube as well. Subscribe. But like I said, I don't see a lot of his videos, but you can watch a few of his videos. He might have some tough routines in there. And I can relate to him a lot. But a lot of my burpee routines, I try to bring out beginner routines. I could do some of those routines that he does, but it's tough. It's very, very tough, right? So I hope you like this video. Like always that I say, Make sure you like, subscribe, and put that notification on alert. And I see you on the next video. Peace.